back to me drawing the stump. This is part 2, and and I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Maybe it's because there should be a stream summary. It's quiet. I had the wrong thing opened up on Twitch. Okay, so yeah, back to the stump. What I did was this very, very basic block out, and I went through my process in the last stream I did. I'm probably going to spend half an hour on this stream, and I've told my brain that we are going to work on the wizard. This is an undead guy, undead adventurer that was pulled down by the roots of the stump because he was trying to get the powerful soul jar that's inside the stump. He died, the stump fed on him through its root system, and now it raises up all these undead adventurers that it's killed along the way to defend itself from other adventurers trying to crack open the stump to get the soul jar. I went through a lot of that in the first episode, so check that out if you want to. It's also on my YouTube channel if it's fallen off Twitch. But yeah, I'm going to spend half an hour just starting to detail this guy. And by that, I mean go in more of a direction with him, but I still won't get reference just yet, I don't think. Because yeah, I still want to play with his shape first, and then I'm going to get reference to do the skull properly, the beard, and his fabric and folds and stuff like that. Right, I'm going in. See you guys soon. So yeah, as per normal, I'm going to use the smudge tool, and in this episode you can see it because I docked it. Last episode it was undocked and wasn't getting picked up by Twitch, by my studio thing. Right. So, detailing. Got a few little tricks that I like to do for detailing. Sometimes you just have to pick your time when you're going to enlarge this guy and just drill in on him. At the moment, what am I at? 184% size. I'm only working in like a 3000 by something image. And then yeah, when you're ready to detail, don't be afraid just to duplicate what you've made and enlarge him, like say his face, and just duplicate all you want. Not duplicate. Draw all you want on this guy. Tighten him up, and then you can shrink him down later on to match the size of what you've already got. Now the danger of doing this, of course, is over detailing, because you want it to read quite well when it's small as well. And something that looks cool up close, when you push it back, it might not look as cool because you want the broad strokes and the big shapes to really pop when it's a small image. Oh, and I was going to tell you why I'm concentrating on this guy. The main reason is he's going to be the sort of, I don't know, hero image. The stump's the most important thing, of course, but I'm going to push the stump and everything way back, and I'll probably just do like a layer of fog over the top to push it all the way back. And yeah, even his root will be pushed back and stuff as well. So he'll be the most contrasty thing. And This will be having glowing, softly innards that will draw the eye hopefully to it, but look spooky and mysterious and off in the distance. And this will just look more horrific. Everything else will be hinting at stuff, and this guy will be the if it was a concept, it'll be, hey, this is the concept, and the stuff behind it also was going to be made, but I'm not going to detail all of that yet. This is what the undead version looks like. But I won't do the fog in that yet, because I'll still draw these guys and eventually push them back. Unless I want to just concentrate on the broad strokes for them too. Anyway, I'm talking a lot. I suppose that's what I should be doing, but I should also be drawing while I talk, right? And as you can see, not working off reference for a skull, so I'm trying to remember what a skull does. Could be very, very wrong, but I might get some interesting shapes out of it, and then later I'll get reference. And maybe tighten it up, but also maybe push the weird shapes that come with just a bit of reality thrown in as well. I don't know yet. Anyway, this guy's story, what's he all about? Was obviously your stereotypical wizard, probably lusting for power, if I know my wizards, and went too far. Tried to walk up to a stump and take the powerful soul that the stump's trapped. Probably was pretty arrogant about it too, if I know my old wizards. And now look at him. It's a life lesson there for all you young kids out there. And that's, be wary of old stumps. And keep a bit of humbleness to you. You should have probably done a bit more research and hired a few more adventurers. But no. Thought he could do it all by himself. And now he's swamp food. Okay, so yeah, you can see what I'm doing is I'm not too worried about where this goes, so I'm just going to play, because you can change it. You're not beholden to anything. People sort of worry about their layers and losing something cool that they made by pushing too far. And it is a good idea, in theory, to worry about that kind of stuff. But I found, from all my years of concepting, that I never go back. I'll keep working with the layer I've got. And yeah, my work method is, as you can probably see, isn't so much drawing, but pushing pixels with the smudge brush. So I don't actually add like drawn details until right at the end. And I might even use a few brushes, and if I'm cheating a little bit, a bit of photo bashing over the top too. Like I could photo bash a skull texture over the top there. That's if you're being concept arty and need to be fast and get the materials across that you think your 3D artist should be using. So it's way better to actually use a bone material over the top to convey to the 3D artist what it should look like. But of course, if you're being arty and wanting to grow as an artist, you should learn to paint that bone detail in and figure out how bone reacts to light and how it looks when it's old and cruddy and how it reacts in this sort of environment with all the bounce lights and stuff. And that's when you should be, yeah, definitely using reference to. I'm being a little bit stylized here. Got to be careful of that word as well. People use it all the time to explain away bad art. But I love stylized stuff, and if you can nail it, I think it looks way cooler. I mean, why draw realistically? It's a great skill to have, but I think you should take that skill and create something new and different with it. So I guess it's that thing of learning the rules and then figuring out how to break them. Oh, I'm just dodge tooling everything here. Said in my last process, yeah, this is mainly what I do. Smudge tool, dodge tool, burn tool. And using the dodge tool and the burn tool is okay because I'm only working in grayscale. Dodge tool and burn tool do horrible things to your colours if you use them on colours. So no, I'm still just playing with values. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty relaxed because I told my brain we're just going to work on this guy for a bit. And I was thinking about half an hour, but might be a bit longer. Who knows? Don't tell my brain that. Got a brush that I like to use here, which is a bit rougher than your standard round. Use a lot of my blocking out. Got a lot of wasted pixels and paint over here. Oh, I quite like. Tell you what I like, folks. Is that gonna? Yeah, he's almost got a comb over here. Let's push that a bit. So it's hitting the light there. And then, yeah, using my burn tool, I can grab that. And this is where it meets the skull. A bit of shadow, a little bit of detail. And then I might go pretty hard here. Cut that with a good hard round brush. What is that in the back? Oh, I bet you that's what is that? Oh, that's that guy. Sorry, he's photobombing my illustration here. There you go. You can do it for real. So, just carrying on. And this is going to probably hit some light. I was trying to figure out how much light I want, because it's going to be in a pretty muted, soft environment, so I don't want him bouncing hard lights and shadows off himself. But I'm figuring he might be in the middle of a spell on this side, with this hand maybe casting some sort of firebolt cantrip. And yeah, that'll give him then a nice soft red-orange glow on the side of his face. Bit of artificial lighting, and that could look pretty cool. So, playing with this here, figuring out, yeah, what I'm going to do with this side here. Originally, he was going to have that wispy here, but I'm kind of a fan of where it's going. I mean, I don't know what you guys would call this hairstyle. Maybe it's a little bit Viking, you know, with the tied back mohawk. Maybe not. He might have been like a shaman instead. Like a Loki, the one off Vikings. Was he called Loki? Or Lodi? Or I think he was called Loki. He was one of my favourites off Vikings. Especially by the end when he had the big long beard and had gone sort of village cult leader. Okay. I'm starting to not know what this piece of hair on the top's doing. I'm wondering, yeah, I'm going to get rid of all of this. See, so you can just play. Don't be afraid to play. Eventually I might find something cool. Okay, and this is perhaps starting to take shape. As when you do hair, the little trick is not to try to do individual strands of hair, but to still do them as big shaped clumps. You might be able to add a little hair detail in it, but I found it's always better to pick the clumps and build from there. So this clump will cast a little bit of a shadow here. And that clump might actually hit some of that light. I don't know if it will, but it might catch some of that firebolt light just on the under edge here. Maybe. I'm being pretty optimistic about that, I think. And yeah, you just do some good hard light in certain spots so that when it shrinks, you've still got shapes. You're still showing the shape. And then if people zoom in, well, there's not detail there yet, but there can be detail. So we'll just undo what I did there. You'll notice I don't use undo too often, mainly because I work with the smudge tool. If I was drawing, for example, I'd be undoing all the time. I had to do it as a animator, because you want to get, I wasn't very good at this, but say you're doing your line work, you want to get the right sort of lines, and yeah, you'd be constantly undoing and redoing to try get the lines you want. But I don't like that method. I like to smudge tool my way through. And then you don't need, you make a mistake, you just keep smudging. Maybe turn that into a wisp of hair. After I've told you guys, don't treat the hair as individual wisps. Occasionally you do it just because it hints at stuff. But I'm not going to paint every single strand. It's more what I think. Where's all this coming from? Is that it? Oh, that's his shoulder. Want to keep that, won't you, mate? He loves his shoulder, this guy. And then you get, yeah, just little nice cuts like this hint at the hair shapes. And then you'll be like, I like that. I'm going to keep that. That's pretty cool, that little bit. That's a dopamine right there. It's probably what keeps me coming back, just finding that oof dopamine hit. His mouth will be in here somewhere, but sometimes the moustache is bigger than the mouth. Like, not like mine, but they grow all the way down here. So you don't have to draw a mouth when you do a beard and a mustache. You just have to hint at those shapes. And let the viewer know that's where the mustache and the beard are supposed to be, not the dodge. So my workflow's pretty simple. I do sometimes work straight off in colour too, if I want to change. And it's fairly simple palette that I'm after. But because the problem with working grayscale is then you put the colours on and you lose, depending on the colours, you lose a lot of the values that you've already added in. But once I add the colours, I change the image a lot after anyway. I'll start putting other colours over top. I might have blues on the shadowy side, and if he's got a fireball, this side will be a warmer oranges throughout. So yeah, this wouldn't just all be orange. It'll probably be orangey here and blue around here, and yeah, and then I end up pushing back a lot of stuff too. I'm going to give him a squared off shoulder. He's wearing a robe, so let's just push the shape a bit there. And the same over here. Just to give him a... because you know he's arrogant. He's definitely wearing shoulder pads. He's pushing that frame, make himself a bit more imposing. It's just no way to live, Wizard. Didn't get you anywhere. Did I do that? Yep. And then might even start showing a little bit of the seam there. Occasionally what I also like to do is maybe grab the head I've been working on and I'll just copy it and grab the warp tool and play with shapes and angles. I'll probably, if I get something I like, which I'm not getting here, I want them looking maybe down a bit more. So I think I'll have to use the liquify tool. But the problem is it doesn't show on Twitch because I'm streaming the app, not the window view. Filter, liquify. You guys don't see that, but I'm basically grabbing the eyes, pulling that face down. Might adjust the shapes a bit. And I'll figure out a way to show you. I'll probably just have to share my window and hope work notifications don't pop up. Yeah, I'll give him a little bit of angry. I'll give him a little bit of angry. And push that cheek, push that cheek. Actually, where are we at? Oh, I better go back to showing you what I did, and it's already happened. Instantaneous. This guy needs a lot of work. And what I'm going to do is get rid of that background. Because it's now getting in the way. I don't know if that's an improvement, to be honest. But there's no going back. Let's get that. Yeah, I think next session I'll actually grab some reference of a skull. The hair's not working really either, is it? It could with maybe more movement to it. So he's a little bit vain, a little bit dandy. Give him a bit of blonde there. Don't know, fellas, I don't know. This might be where you see... That's kind of cool. I'll give him a little... hair tie there. I should be doing this on a separate layer. Okay, and then maybe we go for the shape of the skull a bit more. So big soft. Whoop. Big soft burn. Come on. Big soft burn. I should really in the burn tool and dodge tool shortcuts. So I flick between them pretty quick. But I don't think I've learned a shortcut in my life. Why start now? Well, Control Z. Got that one. Okay, I'm going to merge that layer down, blend them in a bit. And Now, sometimes you should also just, this would have been smarter to do, just put a pretend layer in the background so you can actually see what you're working on. Oh, I've got smudge tool. Smudge tool really does act like an eraser. I like it. There we go. He's looking a little more imperious. And I might even start to just hint at a couple of details here. This one. Okay. Let's get some hard whites in there. Okay, he's starting to look like a bit of a dandy, right? Like, he thinks pretty highly of himself with this ridiculous hairstyle. So yeah, it could be kind of cool if I give each of these undead adventurers that raise up out of the ground, maybe they still retain a bit of their old personality and give them a few quirks and stuff. Look, see, I got a little bit of detail there, which I'm gonna now chase. Because yeah, having a few cracks in the skull, bit of discoloration, that's pretty cool. And you might not see it when he shrinks down, because little details get lost. That's why you want to make sure you've still got the big shapes as well. But the hint of little details, and all I'm doing is almost just adding a little bit of shadow where the light has caught these layered parts. This might even be discoloration of the skull. I really should look at some reference. Next episode, and we can see what I've done wrong. And here you want this to be quite hard. And probably I should look at reference. See what a nose bone looks like. Catch some light. Push this down maybe a bit more. Ooh, I've gone too far. I could have almost controlled Z there. Almost. Because I actually want this to be the cheekbone. That's how cheekbones go. I've got a bit of leeway with this guy because not only is he undead, but he's corrupted undead from the evil misery of the swamp, so they get all twisted and warped. So that's going to be my excuse when he looks nothing like what a real skull should look like. And I can throw out the stylized. He's stylized and twisted and warped. But you can see I'm getting some shapes here. Not shapes, sorry. Well, yeah, layers on layers, which I like to try find. Get some hints of hair there. Actually, hair should go up to here. Here to here. And maybe knock that back. Oh, and yeah, square that up a bit. Like that. Did I go too far? I don't think I did. Okay. I really want to know what I'm doing with this nose. Maybe it goes more like that. Nope. That skull is looking a little more damaged. I reckon this should angle down more. See, beauty of the smudge tool. I suppose you could have drawn over it. Okay. Maybe I'll make that pointy so it feels a bit more dangerous. Give him a brow line. There we go. Now keep that sticking up. No, get rid of it. But a few angles. Yeah, maybe I start to push the angles. He's a bit soft and curvy. The beard can be soft and curvy maybe in contrast to the hard angles of the face. It's just more artist talk to explain why we do things after we've done them. I'm contrasting angles. Oh, his hair's disappeared. Control Z. Caught me. My hand is actually constantly hovering over the Control Z. I think that's my old animator habit. But I really pulled the trigger. Okay, that's starting. That'll go down into his teeth right there. This should be narrower. And maybe if we pull that back, we can get more of the shape. Whoops. Yeah. Boom, boom. Nose reference. I need it. But I don't want to scroll through the internet while you... well, while I'm watching myself. Kind of like the little hairpiece now. That's working. I'm sad I lost that. Is it still there? No. What happened? Did I burn it accidentally? What if I just... Okay. It's still kind of there. Yeah. Let's too dark. Put him back. Okay, shape's still wrong. I'm going into liquefy. I'll go quickly. Just to play with some angles and stuff, so his face is a bit more symmetrical. Okay, there we go. Now the problem is, let's shrink him down a bit. Yeah, because he's going to be twisting. So I still want the chest to be more out here. So let's just make sure I capture that. And we might even have some of his tattered rags off here. I'm going to capture that row, but I want to make sure see, I've got a good line there, like that. And maybe if I give him that and a bit of this. Oh, then I'll grab that and not say I meant to do that. And look, he's got a little bit of a tattered sleeve going on here. What's with all your fine vestiges now, Mr. Wizard? Now you're a bit of a mess, all because of hubris. Well, that's the story. Maybe he was a nice guy just going for a wizardly stroll through the swamp and thought, oh, that stump looks like a nice place to sit. Oh, that could be a story. He just wanted to rest, and now he's resting. Do some misshapen bones. Maybe a joint even here, where these ones joined up. Okay, and then we got these rags here. We'll let this hand, I want to be casting something. Actually, I'm going to draw over the top what I want it to be doing. I want it to be here, and then we'll give him like, almost like he's holding something. Slightly broken. Fingers curled. Now twisted into talons. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. And let's see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, and then I'm going to want this hand to be a lot longer. So he looks elongated and gangly. So we'll almost take that hand maybe a curled finger there. Yeah, that's it. Get in that bone, another bone joint there. Oh my goodness. It's coming together, folks. It's coming together. Get rid of this. Now he looks like a little bit of a dandy who's turned into an undead, but still has these affectations? Affect affectations. Could be it. I really like how this hand's twisted inward, and the other one. I'm liking that pose. So yes, there was a lot of playing around to get here, but I think I'll sleep well at night, which is sometimes you don't do if you have to leave a picture halfway that you haven't got to a point where you wanted it to. Maybe the beard. Oh, maybe the beard splits even. Is that crazy? No, it's not. And then we get into that shape. Am I soft brushing it? Oh, I'm soft brushing it. I used to use the soft brush way too much, and my pictures all looked soft. And maybe timid is the word. Blurred a bit. So yeah, I really like these sort of lines here that show a bit of confidence. Okay. By no means is he there yet, but I think he's got character. Yeah, I'll put a little grayscale under him to give some form to that area. Maybe a darker grayscale. And yeah, now I've got this option to give him some sort of spell going on here. And the beauty is I can choose the colour of the spell. Will it be a blue or will it be a fiery orb? But whatever it is, it's going to cast that light onto here, which should lift him from the rest of the scene and give him some shape. So yeah, there might be a little magical thing going on here. I think his face still needs to look a little malevolent, but what I'll probably do at some point is, depending on the colour of the soul jar as well, that'll match the light in his eyes, so there'll be a bit of that, and suddenly that's a bad dude. I might even make that sleeve longer as well to give it some shape, because this sleeve is going a little crazy. This sleeve's gone big. Well, you can actually see how cool those little splashes of colour are already though. So yeah, let's tatter this up. It's going to be dark inside that sleeve. Keep pushing the dodge. Is there a shortcut for dodge and burn? Didn't show it here on this guy. Maybe you guys can watch my evolution to a shortcut. Yeah, just some superfluous details here at the moment. And even here, this is his old tattered robe. So what do you guys reckon? nice old wizard who just wanted to sit on a tree stump. I think that story's more tragic than an evil, power-hungry wizard looking to catch a soul that he knew was trapped in this tree stump. Which one makes you feel better about yourselves? I think he's got to be an evil wizard. And then we can go, yeah, that's what you get. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. He's by no means finished. Next episode, I'll bring in some skull reference, and we'll take it from there as we detail him more, probably get him to a pretty finished state, and quickly block out the back areas to integrate it all before giving them a bit of detail in the right places. Yes, but thank you for watching. If you either watched me on Twitch or are watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this on YouTube, there's my Twitch link down below. I'm going to probably be twitching quite regularly. The plan is whatever I'm drawing for the Swamp of Souls, I'll just twitch up and then I'll post it on YouTube if people want to watch the art process. And I appreciate that. That won't be for everyone, but some people might enjoy the art process going on while they do other things and hear me ramble about art and Dungeons & Dragons. So either way, I appreciate it. Appreciate you being around this far. I'll catch you all later.